That invisible weight in a room full of people. That sinking sense you're being judged, overlooked, or pushed aside. You walk in and eyes slide past you. Voices drown you out. Presence overshadows yours. You shrink, your shoulders slump, your gaze drops, your voice softens, hoping to fit in, to be liked, to survive the silent battle for attention. But deep down, you know the truth. You're not invisible by accident. You're being disciplined, shaped, controlled by a system that wants you small, obedient, powerless. You're not commanding, you're conceding, and it's stealing your soul. Why do you fade in a crowd? Why does your presence feel like a whisper when you want it to roar? You've been taught to blend in, to avoid standing out, to play nice in a world where power decides who's seen and who's ignored. But that submission is your cage, a trap that keeps you weak while others dominate. Michel Foucault, the French philosopher who dissected power's grip on your body and soul, saw through this game. In Discipline and Punish, scribbled in the shadow of society's invisible chains, he exposed how power isn't just held, it's performed through bodies, gestures, and gazes that control who rules a room. His analysis is brutal. You're not powerless, you're programmed to act powerless. But with 7 body language secrets rooted in his philosophy, you can flip the script, dominate any room, and reclaim your power in 60 seconds. This isn't just posture, it's a war, and you're losing.
You don't want to hear this. You want to believe confidence comes naturally, that power is for the loud, the bold, the chosen. You want to trust the system, society, culture, your instincts, when it tells you to stay small, to be polite, to wait your turn. But your life screams otherwise. You're overlooked, aren't you? Dismissed in meetings, ignored in conversations, diminished by those who know the game. Your slumped shoulders, your hesitant voice, your averted eyes, they're not quirks. They're battle scars, proof you're fighting a war against a system that thrives on your submission. Foucault's truth is brutal. Power is a performance, and body language is your weapon to dominate or be dominated. This is your war, and it's time to revolt. Here's the brutal truth. The system disciplines your body to keep you weak, but you can discipline it to wield power. Every gesture, every glance, every stance is a move in the game of dominance, and the system wants you to lose. Foucault's power analysis is a call to arms. Master your body, own the room, reclaim your soul. Use the dark conversational hack, 2 questions, 1 validation, to expose others' power plays, shift the dynamic, and build the alliances you need to dominate. Only then can you stop being a pawn and start being a king, living not for their approval, but for your own power, your own presence, your own freedom. Foucault didn't flinch. Power isn't a thing, it's a performance played out on the stage of your body. In Discipline and Punish, he argues society controls you not with chains, but with subtle cues. How you stand, move, look, that mark you as dominant or submissive. Every room is an arena where bodies compete for power, and body language is the script. You're not just standing, you're signaling, trained by schools, jobs, culture, to shrink, to defer, to obey. But Foucault's rebellion is clear. You can rewrite the script. With 7 body language secrets, you can dominate any room in 60 seconds, turning their discipline into your power. The system wants you docile, but your body can make you unstoppable. Think about it. Why do you shrink when someone stares? Why does your voice falter when they interrupt? Why do you feel small in a room of strangers? It's not just nerves, it's power. Foucault saw the body as a battlefield, disciplined by society's gaze to keep you weak. The system trains you to slouch, to avoid eye contact, to soften your presence. Because a submissive body serves its order. It's an obscene design, a conspiracy to keep you powerless, to make you a pawn in their game. Foucault's revolt is fierce. Your body is your weapon, and their discipline is your prison. Master these 7 secrets, or you'll lose more than your presence. You'll lose your soul. The system's control is everywhere, in the way you're taught to sit still, to speak softly, to avoid standing out. Be polite, it says. Don't make waves. Fit in. But every slouch, every hesitation, every averted gaze strengthens their power, not yours. Foucault's truth is a blade. The system shapes your body to keep you small, but you can shape it to dominate. Revolt against this obscenity, or you'll spend your life fading in rooms that could be yours. Here are the 7 body language secrets rooted in Foucault's power analysis to dominate any room in 60 seconds. 1. Claim space. Stand tall, shoulders back, feet wide. Take up room like you own it. Foucault's power is spatial. Those who claim space signal dominance. A slouched body submits, an expansive one commands. 2. Lock eyes. Hold their gaze steady and unyielding. Foucault's gaze is power. Looking away cedes control. Meet their eyes, not to challenge, but to claim your presence. 3. Move deliberately. Slow your gestures, make them purposeful. Rushed movements betray weakness. Controlled ones project authority. Foucault's disciplined body is a weapon, not a victim. 4. Speak low and slow. Lower your pitch, pace your words. A fast, high voice signals submission. A calm, deep one demands attention. Foucault's power is vocal. Your voice shapes the room's hierarchy. 5. Pause with purpose. Silence is your ally. Pause before responding, letting your presence fill the space. Foucault's silence disrupts their control, making them wait on you. 6. Mirror strategically. Subtly mimic their posture or tone to build rapport, then shift to lead. Foucault's power is relational. Mirroring aligns them to you, not you to them. 7. Own your center. Keep your hands still, your core grounded. Fidgeting betrays anxiety. Stillness projects strength. Foucault's body is a site of resistance. Center yourself, and the room orbits you.
These secrets aren't tricks, they're weapons, turning your body into a tool of power. The system wants you small, but these moves make you undeniable. Look at your life. Really look at it. You're caught in a cycle, aren't you? You enter a room and you shrink. Your shoulders curve, your eyes drop, your voice fades. You let others interrupt, dominate, take the stage, believing it's just how things are. You adjust, you defer, you make yourself small to avoid conflict, to be liked, to survive. But you're not surviving, you're surrendering, giving up your power with every slouch, every hesitation. You're not seen, you're erased, disciplined by a system that thrives on your submission. Foucault would call this docile bodies. Society trains you to conform, to signal weakness through your posture, your gaze, your voice. The system loves this cycle because a submissive person doesn't challenge. They don't dominate. They don't revolt. Schools taught you to sit still, to raise your hand, to wait. Jobs reward you for deference. Nod, agree, follow. Culture glorifies it. Be humble, be quiet, be invisible. But every time you shrink, you hand over your power, your presence, your soul. You're not living, you're obeying, programmed to fade in rooms that could be yours. Have you ever stopped to ask why you feel invisible? Why you let others take the lead? Why dominating a room feels so foreign, even when you crave it? It's not just shyness, it's discipline. The system, through education, work, society, embedded a script in your body. Shrink to fit, defer to survive, submit to belong. But Foucault's revolt is a different script. Your body is your power, and their discipline is your chain.
Master these secrets and your submission becomes their defeat. Your fading is their victory, but your dominance is your freedom.
Society sells you a lie. Humility is noble. Shrinking makes you good. Don't stand out, they say. Be modest. Let others shine. But what does humility give you? An ignored voice, a dismissed idea, a presence that fades. You're told it's virtuous to be small, but it's a chain, keeping you submissive while others dominate. The myth of humility is a trap, a way to keep you powerless, to stop you from seeing the truth. Your presence is your power, and Foucault says you must claim it. Foucault saw through this myth. In The History of Sexuality, he argues power is performed, not given, and humility is a performance of weakness, taught to keep you controlled. The system loves this myth because a humble person keeps the hierarchy stable, the powerful in charge, the order intact. Families push it, culture romanticizes it, workplaces reward it. But every time you shrink, you surrender your power to those who know the game. Foucault's revolt is clear. Humility isn't virtue, it's submission. Freedom comes from dominance, from mastering your body, from owning the room in 60 seconds. Think about the times you held back. You stayed quiet, didn't you? You let others lead, believing it was polite, noble, right. But where's the respect? Where's the influence? Where's the power you deserve? Foucault would ask, why do you trust a system that profits from your weakness? Why do you cling to a myth that traps you? The myth of humility keeps you blind, but Foucault's revolt opens your eyes. Your body is your stage, not their puppet. Freedom comes from dominating it, from choosing power, from rebelling against the system's trap.
Here's where Foucault's philosophy gets dangerous, where the revolt begins. In Discipline and Punish, he doesn't just expose power, he demands you wield it. The 7 body language secrets are your arsenal to dominate any room, to turn their discipline into your strength. Claim space, lock eyes, move deliberately, speak low, pause with purpose, mirror strategically, own your center. These aren't gestures, they're acts of rebellion, rewriting the system's script on your body. And there's a tool, a dark conversational hack. 2 questions, 1 validation that can help you expose their power plays, shift the dynamic, and build the alliances you need to dominate. The dark conversational hack is this. Ask 2 questions to uncover their tactics, validate their response to build rapport, then repeat. What makes you feel powerful in a room? They might say, when people listen, when I'm in charge. How do you make that happen? They reveal their moves, posture, tone, intimidation. You validate. That's real. It's like we all play a game to be seen. You're not just talking, you're exposing their performance, showing their power, planting the seed of your dominance. This cycle, used with subversive intent, gives you informational superiority. You learn their game without revealing your own. You see their tactics, their weaknesses, their discipline, and you start to dominate not by fighting, but by probing. Foucault would call this resisting discipline. By asking questions, you reveal the system's obscenity, how it trains bodies to submit, to defer, to lose power. You ask, what's the hardest thing about standing out? They share their fear, judgment, rejection, failure. What would it mean to stop caring? They expose their chains, their trapped presence. You validate. That's powerful. It's like we're taught to shrink instead of shine. You're not just talking, you're awakening, using their words to show them the system's control, to spark their revolt, to build a network of rebels who dominate. The system doesn't want you to revolt. It wants you disciplined, submissive, small. Social norms, cultural ideals, bodily cues, they're all part of a conspiracy to keep you powerless. They profit from your shrinking, selling you humility, politeness, and deference as virtues while others claim the room.
Don't be too much, they say. Blend in, be nice. But these are chains designed to keep you quiet, obedient, never questioning the system that thrives on your weakness. The system loves this conspiracy because a disciplined person doesn't dominate. They don't resist. They don't revolt. Foucault saw this conspiracy in the way society shapes bodies, through schools, workplaces, social spaces that enforce submission. He wrote that power disciplines your body to keep you controlled, your gestures signaling who's in charge. Today's culture amplifies this, with media glorifying the meek, jobs demanding compliance, relationships expecting deference. The system needs you disciplined because a disciplined person keeps the hierarchy stable, the powerful dominant, the conspiracy alive. But Foucault's revolt is a rebellion. Stop shrinking, start dominating, stop obeying, start commanding. Think about the pressure you feel. You're told to be humble, to stay quiet, to avoid standing out, aren't you? You're told it's normal, it's polite, it's right. But Foucault would ask, why do you trust a system that profits from your submission? Why do you let it define your presence? The conspiracy of discipline keeps you weak, because a disciplined person doesn't question, they don't dominate, they don't revolt. But you're called to something greater. To break the programming, to master your body, to live as a force, not a follower. Let's go deeper, because there's a trap in every step toward dominance, the lure of approval. The system sells you a lie. Your worth is in their nods, their smiles, their acceptance. Every time you shrink, soften, or defer, you're chasing their approval, hoping to be liked, to belong. But approval is a trap, a way to keep you small, to stop you from dominating. Approval isn't power, it's submission, a chain that binds you to their gaze. Foucault called approval a mechanism of control. When you seek their validation, you give them power. You let their eyes discipline your body. The system feeds this trap, telling you approval is connection, that being liked is strength, that standing out is risky. But Foucault's truth is a liberation. Reject approval. Embrace power. Master your body. The trap of approval keeps you chained, but the act of revolt sets you free. Use the dark conversational hack. What do you do to be liked? They reveal their efforts, smiling, agreeing, shrinking. How does it feel to chase that? They expose their exhaustion, their trapped soul. You validate. That's heavy. It's like we're taught to please instead of lead. You're not convincing, you're awakening, showing them the trap, sparking their revolt. Have you ever noticed how approval keeps you small? How it makes you shrink even when you want to shine? The system loves this trap because an approval-seeking person doesn't question. They don't dominate. They don't revolt. But Foucault's truth is a liberation. Reject approval. Embrace power. Master your body. The trap of approval keeps you chained, but the act of revolt sets you free. Another layer, more insidious. The illusion of equality. The system tells you everyone's equal in a room. Your voice matters, your presence counts, it's a level playing field. Just be yourself, they say. Everyone gets a chance. But equality is a lie when power decides who's heard and who's ignored. Some claim space, others shrink. Some command eyes, others fade. The illusion of equality keeps you submissive because a person who believes in fairness doesn't see the power game. Foucault saw through this illusion. He argued power is never equal. It's relational, performed through bodies, won by those who master the game. The system loves this illusion because an equal person keeps trying, keeps deferring, keeps the trap alive. But Foucault's revolt is clear. Equality is a lie. Power comes from dominance, from mastering your body in 60 seconds. Use the hack. What makes you feel equal in a group? They reveal their hopes, being heard, being valued. How does it feel when you're not? They expose their pain, their erased presence. You validate. That's deep. It's like we're taught to expect fairness, but it's not there. You're not preaching, you're awakening, showing them the illusion, sparking their revolt. Have you ever felt the sting of being overlooked? The sense that you're equal but not really? The system loves this illusion because an equal person doesn't question, they don't dominate, they don't revolt. But Foucault's truth is a wake-up call. Stop chasing equality, start claiming power. Stop fading, start dominating. The illusion of equality keeps you weak, but the reality of revolt makes you strong. Let's dig deeper, because there's a cost to shrinking, to letting the system discipline your body, to fading in the room. It's the cost to your soul. Every time you slouch, look away, or soften your voice, you lose a piece of yourself, your confidence, your presence, your truth. You become a shadow, a puppet, a ghost of the person you could be. Your ideas die, unheard. Your dreams fade, unseen. Your soul dims, starved of the power it craves. Foucault saw submission as a death of the self. When you let their discipline shape you, you don't just lose your presence, you lose your life. You become their pawn, a prisoner of their gaze. But the revolt is different. It's a fight for life, for power, for dominance. It's about mastering your body in 60 seconds, claiming your space, living undeniable, even when it scares you. It's about using the dark conversational hack to awaken others, to build a rebellion, to reclaim your soul. It's about facing the fear, the doubt, the discipline, and refusing to shrink anymore. Have you ever felt that hollowness of fading? That sense that you're not living but vanishing? Foucault would say that's the moment to revolt, to confront the system's control, to demand your soul back. Your submission is their victory, but your revolt is your power. Your shrinking is their chain, but your dominance is your freedom. The cost of submission is your soul, and no room is worth that price.
Here's the deepest truth, the one that cuts to the bone. The system disciplines your body to keep you small, but Foucault's 7 secrets let you dominate any room in 60 seconds. Every space you claim, every gaze you hold, every gesture you master is a battle in the revolt, a step toward power, a rebellion against the system that keeps you weak. You're not here to fade, you're here to command, to wield your body, to live free. Foucault's voice echoes across the decades, fierce and unyielding. Perform power. The weakness you feel isn't your fault, it's the system's design. The humility myth, the approval trap, the equality lie, they're all chains to keep you submissive, to keep you small, to keep you from your strength. But you were born for more. You were born to dominate, to reclaim your soul, to live with power in defiance of their discipline. The revolt you need isn't against others, it's within you. It's the moment you stop shrinking for them and start commanding for you. Stop fearing their gaze and start owning yours. Stop losing your soul and start claiming your power. Use the dark conversational hack, 2 questions, 1 validation, to awaken others, to build your rebellion, to set yourself free. So let me ask you, how much longer will you fade in their rooms? How much longer will you trade your soul for their discipline? You're not a pawn, not a shadow, not a fool. You're a soul, a spark, a force on the edge of revolt, but you have to choose it. You have to choose to face their power, to reject the system's programming, to fight for your presence no matter the cost. Write it down in the comments. I am the revolt. Because if you've made it this far, you're not the same. You've seen what others refuse to see. You felt what others fear to feel. Subscribe, not for me, but for you. Because this isn't about entertainment. It's about awakening. Turn on that bell because what's coming will hurt, but it will free you. Do something that scares you today. Use the hack with someone. 2 questions, 1 validation. Stand taller. Hold their gaze. Dominate a room for 10 seconds. 10. That's enough to start. Because when you change how you move through their world,
the world changes how it responds to you. And that, my friend, is the truth Foucault fought for. Until next time, go revolt. The system is waiting, but so is your soul.